So thanks for joining our session. I know we kind of moved it around a couple times. I'm Alfonso. This is Ken from the Creative Strategy Agency. We do digital marketing, and we actually had this as one of our monthly workshops, and we thought it actually be a really good session for PodCamp to kind of go through, because YouTube, even though it's owned by Google, it's the second largest search engine in its own right.
Here are just some stats about YouTube. It's the third most visited website in the world, so a lot of global traffic. It has over 800 million unique users currently, and it's probably going to grow into 2013, 2014. Cumulatively, it has 4 billion video views every day, and that's probably going to increase as mobile tablets and mobile sources and digital connections occur and better infrastructure networks grow around the world. In 2011, YouTube announced that they eclipsed 1 trillion total video views, and of course that was 2 or 3 years ago. 1 hour video is uploaded every second, so it's been 5 hours of video since I last said that little and right now 25% of global views come from mobile sources, and that's going to increase as those barriers lower. And of course, for a lot of businesses, the challenge is, how do I compete with Pepsi or Nordstrom or all these big brands? The challenge to be at the local level. And it's great. I mean, everybody would love to have 100 million views on their videos, to be seen, to be heard. But a large percent of those actions and those views can, end up meaningless, in the sense that no one will take the next step after you publish a video. If you're a local business, it's great, but someone in Illinois may not have the opportunity to visit your location in Western Massachusetts, or someone in Nevada, or even someone in the Northeast. So encouraging that action, whether it is visiting your store or signing up for a newsletter, that next step is a very key component of your strategy for video. The people who watch your videos, you need to have them do the actions that you want in terms of subscribing, whether it's to your newsletter, your channel, signing up at your website for an account, sharing and referring this with their friends, their professional networks, and their circles. And if it is a product demonstration video, perhaps making a purchase or getting more information so that they become comfortable in establishing a relationship with you and your business. And ultimately, they can become loyal customers, repeat customers, and ambassadors for your brand when you go on to the next part of your strategy. Speaking of strategy, a big component will be keywords when you're setting up your video and you're trying to think and determine the themes and the motifs of your video, in terms of setting up keywords and wording specific phrases to solve problems for people, in the sense that when they're looking up a product video or a solution, they have something in mind that they're already looking to solve. And with long-tail keywords and long-tail strategy, you already have quality traffic coming to your videos and your website, because they're looking for specific things, in the sense that, hey, I want to play indoor soccer this fall. I want to play indoor soccer local to me in maybe Holyoke or Springfield or Western Massachusetts. So I'm going to search for Western Massachusetts or Springfield MA indoor soccer leagues. And optimizing your videos for that will land you in the top of the rankings, already solving problems for people who are looking for specific things. And you can position your brand as a thought leader, because you're almost monopolizing this kind of, you're cornering this market that is already niche and looking to solve specific problems. And with YouTube and Google, inherently they're trying to optimize for viewer experience. So it's no longer about having the best sounding title, but really optimizing for their experience, in the sense that people get something out of it. You want your people your audience to stay all the way through the end. So if they watch 5 or 10 seconds of your video, yeah, that counts as a view. But if your video is 3 minutes long, then they've lost the last 2 minutes and 50 seconds, and they've left. So they didn't absorb your entire message. So that's why we kind of shy away from those cosmetic, superficial view statistics. But they're still good. And important ranking factors, of course, the nitty-gritty nuts and bolts. Title, description, tags, transcription, how you set up your channel, how you deliver your videos to your audiences. These are all important factors that YouTube and Google are really focusing on to maximize the viewer experience in every facet. And of course, you can set this up perfectly, but sometimes you put a lot of effort into it and you might get disheartened because, oh, this only has 4 views, this only has 2 views, why aren't people coming, why aren't people finding me?
Okay. Sorry, I was just clearing my throat. So YouTube, I mean, there's a lot of different ways you can enhance the viewership, getting people to watch it. I mean, between inbound links, social sharing, embeds. I mean, there's a lot of ways to engage people with the page, making subscriptions where they can get emails, notifications of when the videos are uploaded. You can, on a side note, you could always upload multiple videos and make them private. And once you're ready to air that, you can air it as a new video. So if you're doing this 10-minute video and you want to break it into 5 different pieces, you can upload all 5 and just air one out whenever you're ready to air it out. It helps, so once it goes live, it comes up as a new video, but it could be really 2 months old or however long. Comments, favorites, likes, just like in any social network, that helps with the engagement aspect of the video, helping the video become a little bit more viral.
These are more secondary or tertiary level things, but they're very important for rankings because the more information you give to the spiders and the search engines about your video and how you created it, the more that Google will take that information and specify that video to deliver it to the right audiences. So what I'm talking about is, for example, file name. Yes?
Here's a 101 question. What's an inbound link? I know what everything else on that list is, but I don't know what that refers to.
Let's say you publish your video or a blog or article and you share it in the sense that it's broadcasted out. And somebody sees this content, is inspired by it, and they say, oh, here's a great link, or here's a great article, here's a great video about Western Massachusetts indoor soccer. And as they link to your video, to your website, to your blog, to your article, or to any of your content that you've published, that creates an inbound link to your material.
So it's like a secondary social share
Kind of.
from
yes.
somebody else.
Yeah.
Well, I think you're actually referring to do follow inbound links, right? Not no follow inbound.
Oh,
links?
yes, for search engine reasons.
Because like a Facebook link doesn't count for an inbound link as far as SEO goes.
Yes, that is correct.
So she said social share, I just wanted to make sure that,
It's like if they wrote a blog post and they dropped a link to
Right.
your video
Right.
in their blog post, then
Yeah.
when that's an inbound link to your
So
video.
it's somebody else doing it instead of you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Good, thank you.
or you doing it and simulating that it's someone else.
Right. Which I know too.
I'm just saying. it
'Cause I don't know
works
how.
so.
So next is pretty much optimizing your content, what is in the video. There are goals, I mean, just the basic of visual branding, eye peeling, channel organization in the sense of how it's set up. YouTube actually just reformatted. Now it's called YouTube Channel 1 layout, and where you can add a banner. Let me see if I can pull it up actually.
There's a couple screenshots I have in the middle of the presentation.
Oh, you do?
Yeah,
Of the new one?
yes.
Okay.
It's right after renew.
Oh, okay. Right here. Yeah.
So this is Real Madrid Spanish soccer club. So you can see the new banner at the top. You have your logo, and here's you can select your own video that you want as your kind of like your business card here. If you can see here, they're really pushing subscriptions. Here's some social links to Google+, Facebook, Twitter. As you scroll down, you'll have, and you see this is all on the new homepage for your channel. You'll have recent uploads for videos, and then you'll have playlists that you've created. So let's say the I think this is a Christmas 2012 holiday party for the team. Here is something about the jerseys. Here's the seasons. There might be a playoff playlist.
The layout's basically up to you. You can move it around. Recent uploads can move down. You can move the playlists. There's unlimited amount of playlists you can add. It's really however you want it laid out. And then, I mean, all the social sites right now, they're all adding this cover banner. I mean, it's happening through all the sites right now. So treat it like a billboard. Treat it like what you want people to know about your brand or your business, or if it's a personal YouTube page, whatever it is. How do you want people, that's going to be the first photo they see when they land on your page.
I've also seen very recently that people are able to put background images for their brand.
For YouTube?
Yeah. If you
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that they've always had that. There's just an option you can change the background. I don't think, I'm not sure what it is with the new layout yet. I just started playing around with it a couple of days ago. But I'm sure it's still, the option's still there. It's been there, I think when they first started customizing, where you can upload an image, something you designed, anything you want to kind of be the background. People have been doing it less as it's been progressing because of all the photo and the branding options. And plus the channel is also on a wider scale now. Before, where you used to be on the channel, used to be kind of thin and narrow on the page, it's gotten wider. So there's gonna be more content on for like the screen, instead of having to scroll up and down, it's gonna be more content on that size of the screen. So,
These are just some overarching goals that you should consider formatting your YouTube channel and your YouTube videos, of course, with organization and optimization, and of course, branding your business and differentiating it versus a competitor who might also be utilizing YouTube.
do you want to go over real quick what the metadata?
Metadata would be, it's kind of a technical term for filling out your titles, descriptions, tags, and optimizing literally the nuts and bolts, nitty-gritty work of formatting your videos. And this is a very popular, famous YouTube channel. Have you guys ever heard of Will It Blend?
Oh,
Yes.
So they did incredible business. They had over a 700% increase in sales because they spent $50 on their first video of putting a rake through a blender. So it's not like a multi-million-dollar professional Hollywood lighting, makeup, sound. It's a demonstration video about the strength and power of their blenders, which on the surface is not really sexy sounding. But that novelty and that kind of visual spectacle reached a lot of people. And the way they set up their channels, this is the old layout. As Al mentioned, they're moving to YouTube 1 formats. But they would have a graphic here, links to the landing pages that they wanted you to go as the audience, a description of what they do, their value proposition, and what they do well. They have their favorite videos, they have their best videos as part of their playlists, and their featured channels, so recipes. And by that, what they destroy with their blenders.
So they're actually selling the blenders, if you ever seen it. This is a perfect example of its content is what. It doesn't matter about the production value, it doesn't matter how silly that guy looks. I mean, it's just on content and it's a subtle way of not buy me, buy me, buy me. It's just like, look what this can do. So, I mean, that's one of the things where a lot of people, even like people we deal with at the office, it's not about having, like you said, like the Hollywood lights and the makeup, and I mean, that's great, but if the content isn't there, then no one's gonna watch it.
I mean, these are not cheap blenders. They can go for $300, $400 a pop. So,
What if you need a shredded rake?
Nowhere to go.
So we help one of our clients kind of reformat their channels. It's a spa service salon based in West Springfield, but we have product reviews, tips, for example, yoga or fitness or skincare. Here's some of the service videos, which are kind of service product demonstration, as well as, again, links to landing pages or what actions you want your users to take in terms of signing up for a newsletter, if you have an online e-commerce store, checking out products, visiting other social sites on Facebook, the website, as well as the description there. And we harnessed or focused on geographic terms because, again, it's great if someone in California watches our video, but it's harder for them than someone in Springfield to visit in person.
Excuse me, what was it, SEO what?
SEO Moz, M-O-Z.
M-O-Z.
Now, there are 5, 6, 10 competitors that will say that they have the best SEO keyword tools. So it's up to you and your pricing and your available money for those types of expenses.
You can get a lot from AdWords for free,
Yeah.
just by signing up for AdWords
Yeah.
and starting to look at their keyword.
You don't even have to sign up for AdWords, you just have to have a Google account.
Right, so it's cheap.
So here's some of the important things to remember. With your title, you have 100 characters to catch somebody's attention. So you want it to be to the point, authentic, attractive, and realistic. So none of the bait and switch like, OMG, look at this funny cat, and then you have to redirect to your video of a blender. That sort of thing. So you want to be honest and upfront about the value that you're delivering to your viewers. With that, you want to, eye-catching headline or a tagline mindset that it would appeal to somebody who's looking to solve a problem specifically that your service can solve. Your description, that's where you'll have a little bit more leeway. You have 5,000 characters, and you can set it up as a takeaway, a blog post, a summary, or a straight transcription of everything that you say in the video in terms of, captioning.
How many, when you guys search on Google and you see the YouTube videos pop up, everyone's seen that, right? It's because of what's in the title and what's in the description. That's what Google reads. So if you leave the bottom of the video description empty, Google's not going to read anything, so it's not going to help when people are looking, even on Google, looking how to, or how to make whatever. Google will look at the video, and if it matches, it will show up right in the ranking above the website, if need be. So filling in the description and having the right title, those two are very key, and not just in YouTube search, but also in Google search too.
So again, keywords and tags are very important, but that doesn't mean to go crazy in your description and throw every adjective and synonym that you can think of for your product or service. They kind of frown upon that kind of stuffing or spamming. And of course, you can also use hashtags where indexed by Google, especially if they're local and specific to your industry. So a hashtag could be WMASS or Western MA or Western Massachusetts, along with your specialties and your niche expertise, because all that will be ranked in consideration next to each other, part of their information gathering. And of course,
Can I ask just on a hashtag?
Sure.
What's your thought on hashtagging in the title? Is
Well,
that,
this is where it kind of gets into taste. Some people would be bothered by that, some people would be fine and they don't think.
I was gonna say,
I
I
guess
think
it
it
depends
depends
on
on
the
your
audience.
audience.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, for example, I have a small group of people, it's not that small, but a group of people that called the Twitter Queens, and the hashtag is Twitter Queens. If I hashtagged a video, that would be perfect for them, because that's our only model of finding our stuff is with the hashtag. We don't have a web page or so I think for certain things, it's probably perfect.
Like for today.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
everything today should get hashtagged,
What
so
if
we
we were
can all find
hashtagging
it.
pumpkins, because whatever,
Right.
if we were doing a farm vet or whatever, that would almost be considered
Yeah, you see people,
misleading.
Yeah.
you see people do it where like every word is hashtagged in their sentence, like it's,
Yeah.
I personally find.
Those are
it-
visually awesome.
Yeah. Every now and then, definitely.
That's a turn off, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, you
Okay.
can.
Don't get hashtag happy on anything.
Yeah.
Not on YouTube, just anywhere. Just don't get hashtag happy.
Oh, you don't like my invented hashtags that are this long now? Is that what you're saying?
They're funny, just not like 15 of those in a row. One or two are good, but.
Judiciously used.
So again, you want to articulate the value proposition of your business or company, and of course you want to differentiate, because if you are the first of your industry to be in a local area on YouTube, that's great, because you have the market at the time temporarily. if other competitors come in, then it's not so easy anymore. And of course, you want to drive conversions.
Is there a way to anticipate that eventual differentiation?
In terms of,
Like, I'm kind of alone in my field right now,
Mhm.
and I don't know whether it'll last. Is there something I should be doing now in terms of the way I articulate my business?
in overall marketing or just?
Just to, I don't know, I mean, specifically to this.
If you're aggressive, and I use that as a loose term, in establishing what you do and how well you do it,
Uh-huh.
that will not necessarily, I don't want to say intimidate competitors from entering.
That's
this-
okay with me.
Yeah.
Well, I would think, Amy, in your business,
Intimidation is good.
I think the how-to videos are huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you're in a business where a short how-to would be,
Oh, that's clear. I'm
Yeah.
just saying in terms of, you're talking about.
That's where you get more of like the
the words,
location.
like the words and the
so
title and
that's the
description.
keywords, I think, is what you need to focus on.
Right.
Yeah.
Is grabbing up those keywords and getting yourself indexed well.
And you're more like New England based, right? Not just Western
Oh, yeah,
Mass.
yeah. Oh, well, I'd like to be like 5 miles from my house.
So I mean, that's like, those are the keywords or things that you should put in Western MA, Western Mass, Springfield,
Yeah,
or whatever.
Valley.
So that way, when people are, even if they're looking like interior design or interior on Google,
Yeah.
it'll pop up.
Yeah.
Whether it be, that's why we were saying that the description and the title, put as much as you can into that limit. So even if, we'll go talk about it in a minute, but like the show more bar, when it goes down, you can read as much as you want. Fill it. I mean, the options are there. The more words you put in, the more it's gonna help Google read what you
Yeah,
have.
I'm just wondering about preventative differentiation.
Well, you'll get there first and get going
Yeah.
on it, so you'll have a stronger
So
presence.
it's just a temporal thing.
It's a real
Yeah.
estate
Just
thing.
being
Yeah,
there
you're-
first.
You're getting there first has some value if you build it right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
You'll establish that leadership authority first.
Right.
And sometimes that gap can be hard for a competitor, second, third, fourth entry to overcome,
Right.
because you started out so strongly.
Ken and Al, are you guys gonna talk about transcriptions at all, or do you have any thoughts on that?
In terms of like literally word for word what happens in the
Yeah, is it worth it?
It could be a good
I had the VA
investment.
doing some for me for a little while, and I'm not so sure that it made a big difference, so that's what, I mean, it's like a job for Fiverr.com, really, but I wondered if it's worth it for SEO.
I think in terms of like a how-to video or a product demonstration, that'd be great, because that, especially if it's, let's say your video is a demonstration that's 10 minutes long,
Yeah,
15, 20 minutes long, then all that information can't be absorbed in one viewing.
right?
But if you have the notes and the takeaways and the transcription there, compared to, all right, here's the chunk of things you're gonna watch, then I think that really helps the viewer retain and absorb.
About,
more.
most of my videos are 3 minutes or less. I try to keep them really short. Do you think it's worth, will it help me index if I go ahead and spend the time and money on that?
Yes.
Yeah, you think so?
I would say so, yes.
Yeah.
Anything that helps the viewer understand your business better or
Yeah.
what the video was
I just
about.
have a ton of videos, so it's,
Yeah.
Also, Google doesn't know what your video says unless you do
that's
this.
why I was doing it, and I
Like,
think
it
I
doesn't know
only.
what your picture is of unless you alt tag it.
Right,
Yes.
yeah, okay, thank you.
Can I go back one slide and just, let me ask a really basic question about the title?
Sure.
So normally when you put a title on something, you want it to be as accurate as possible to what's included in that body of work.
Mhm.
Yes.
Are you saying, no, that's not necessarily true for YouTube videos, you want what's going to be the most eye-catching?
This is where
A mix of both.
This is where the
Okay.
artistry comes in, and
Yeah.
balancing things that could sound really technical, dry, boring, as well as something that is, oh, I need to watch this because this would be interesting to me in my life or to my problem that I'm trying to fix in, let's say, a yoga video, learning how to do a specific pose in yoga.
It's content. I mean, trying to dress up in a pretty dress and take it out kind of thing. You know, it's really, it's all, and it goes with the description too. It's not just having this is what it is, it's just really dressing it up and making people, even though you may not push it out, you want people to gravitate towards it. So depending on, and I think we're gonna get into it a little bit too, if you're a YouTube partner or you monetize your channel, you can upload an image, so you're not stuck on a random screenshot, you can have an image be part of the content that goes with the title. So we'll get into that in a minute, when
Okay.
you'll see that, you'll kind of understand what I mean.
And this is the old channel layout. Well, of course it's changing, but this is a channel for the Barbecue Pit Boys, who are another popular YouTube channel, but as you can see, they pick the right thumbnails and pictures for their videos that are visually enticing. I kind of want some barbecue right now myself. To the point with their videos. So, bacon burger slider loaves recipe. Those are the ingredients. It's a recipe. Here's a video for it. It's 14 minutes long. Here's the description. Then you can see their views for this specific recipe, 33,000. And they have a call to action, usually embedded after three lines or so, to either subscribe to their video channel, other playlists, go to their website, buy their books, or whatever things that they publish with their recipes. But as you can see, it's very visually focused. And as what we're talking about, when we watch a video, sometimes we don't click show more. We just watch the video and then leave and go do something else. So this part above the fold can be very important for directing the next step behavior that you want your viewers to take. So a lot of times businesses will put a link to a landing page as the first thing you see, right under the date and time. Because if they don't click this, they don't do anything else, they watch your video and they kind of go somewhere else, at least you're directing them to somewhere else, the next step where you want them to go. In terms of a landing page, your website, your Facebook, a newsletter, this is something where they can continue a conversation, even if they never check out this section, this description section. And as you can see with this fold, it cuts off after a certain number of characters. And as you expand it, let's say they click show more. Here's the description of what you can put in that enhances what your video is about. And of course, it could be a transcription, it could be a blog post, it could be a summary that is not even in the video. These could be additional points, supplemental points that you wanted to make but you couldn't make in your video. It's all up to you in terms of how you want to position what you say.
This specific video is that we do a weekly webcast of like marketing tips and things like that, and we squeeze into a minute or less of a video. So what we do, where it gives us enough content to actually put in everything that we say in the video in the description. So when people are looking it up on Google or looking it up for YouTube, it reads it and it shows up in the search. So we specifically did it for a minute because that's enough time to figure out what we're going to say and include it in the description, which is going to help the ranking for the. And this specific one that we've done has been continuing to get hits. It's a month old now.
Yeah.
And we don't air it, or we don't push it out anymore, and it continues to get hits.
Yeah, and we have links at the bottom to other sites that we want people to go to, Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter, etc. It's all up to you and whatever you want to split test or A/B test for your business. And again, some takeaways or something to re-emphasize. Focus on the human experience. Everybody here has watched YouTube videos. Everybody knows the etiquette or the unwritten rules of watching videos and what appeals to other people. The sense that you're going to optimize your content and your stuff for human eyes first. And of course that means titles, descriptions, tags, the pictures you choose for your video as a little cover, and focusing above the fold in the sense that, okay, there's a percentage of your audience that will probably never click show more or about or those little extra step things. So if they never click, how can I get them to go where I want them to go in terms of landing pages or other outlets of your marketing arsenal? And of course, you always want to focus on calls to action to say, hey, I'm glad you watched our video. Now let's continue with something else that will provide value to you. And another great thing to use, video sitemaps, which are nuts and bolts, great for the search engine spiders to find your content. And with your video sitemaps, you need 5 essential things. The 5 foundational things, basic things that the search engines need to see. The title, the description, your player page URL, your thumbnail URL, and the raw file location or player URL, which usually will be when you share a YouTube video, you'll find the actual code and raw file location and all that stuff determined for you, which will save you some steps if you're not exactly...
In the embed code you need, when you click embed?
Yes.
Okay.
Just a link.
Because it will have I think if you show that slide, the next slide will show the sitemap. So what I have in red is what you need. What I have in blue are the extra cherries on top, that the further information that you give to the Google search bots in terms of, okay, here's your thumbnail. That will be the thumbnail picture on your landing page for the video. Let's say it's going to be a screen capture of Alfonso. So it will be PCSA online, photos, 123, or whatever file name. Again, use keywords if you want. Very, very recommended .jpeg. That'll be your thumbnail. The landing page of your video, let's say you have a specific different page for this video. It'll land right here. For example, some video landing page.html. That's going to be the page where your video is. Of course, here's your title, how to create a Google video sitemap. Description. You can make this as short or long as possible. Short or as long as you want. You have your raw video page, which will include the file name that you named your video. So let's say the video title would be SEO for YouTube at PodCamp Western Mass 5.flv.mpg. Whatever type of file. And then the rest in blue will be things that you would add on, let's say a tag here, the current rating from YouTube, the current view count, if it's 10,000, if it's 1, if it's 10 million. Another big thing could be publication date, in terms of, let's say I made this video today, March 30th, or you made a video from 5 years ago, or you made a video from 2 weeks ago. That specific information, as well as category or subject, could be video marketing, it could be cooking lessons, it could be ballet, whatever industry-specific niches you are targeting. So,
Really quick, before you upload the video, if you have videos and before you upload it, you can change the title of the video as the file. That also helps, again, with the SEO, with specific file name. So if you just have video 1 and you upload it, that's not going to describe your video. It's just one of those back-end things that helps read videos. There's the actual file name when you upload it, because that's going to stay on YouTube. That file name is going to stay. It's not going to be visible for people when they look for it, but it's what Google uses as the beginning stages to help them look for specific terms and content.
I'm sorry, where do you find this again?
oh, you can generate your own sample sitemap. Literally, Google's YouTube Creator Playbook will give you, this is like a bare bones, you go back to the, which one? Forward, keep going forward. Oh, I think we're going backwards.
Oh, forward, sorry.
So this one, just go backwards, thanks. This is going to be a very simple, basic. I copy and pasted it and filled out for a rough example or a theoretical example here. And of course, you're going to submit a sitemap. You can submit a sitemap literally for every video that you publish, a different one for each video to really optimize.
The YouTube Playbook is something YouTube has. It's about 80-something pages. This is where we pretty much took out the key information from that, but it's a really in-depth thing for research you can do with YouTube and kind of read it. So we based our presentation off of that, where we just pulled out key information. But it's online, you can look for it, it's free, you can kind of go through it. Do you have a question?
Two things. Number one, when you're naming your file names, make sure to use hyphens and not underscores.
Yes.
Yes.
And you hadn't mentioned that, so I figured I'd say
Thank
that. Also, are you gonna have this stuff available like in your?
I was gonna say at the end of it, we're turning this into a free ebook for PodCamp, so I was trying to find a piece of paper to get people's emails, that we can send it out to everyone. If someone has a piece of paper, like a sign-in sheet, pass it around, we'll email it to everyone. I'll talk to Morris, maybe we could add it into the PodCamp website too, where people just click on it and download it.
Okay.
But we're gonna take the presentation and turn it into an ebook, which will have a little more information, like verbiage that we said, but that's not on the slides kind of thing. So you guys can take it and download it.
That would be very helpful, because I'm not gonna be able.
Just like, you look at this, it's like, what the?
I'm happy at 20,000 feet, but I'll.
So the future of YouTube, I mean, it's phenomenally growing. Available on 400 mobile devices as of March this year.
And be careful that you allow it to be viewed mobile. Every now and then I
Yes.
bump into somebody that's uploaded it and it's not visible on mobile devices, which is stupid, because.
Well, side note with that, if you're putting music into your video, you gotta make sure with copyright, because even though it might play on YouTube, it won't be allowed to play mobily. That's weird, mobily. So basically, again, that goes to the content type. The music you put in there, if it's, a new top 40 song, chances are it won't play on the mobile devices because it's copyrighted by the record labels. But there are websites, I think there's one called free-play.com where you can look through and find jingles and music that you can download for free to have.
YouTube's got music on it.
YouTube, you can look for anything.
Sign up on
Yeah, anything with,
Yeah.
that's friendly with Creative Commons, where friendly licensing occurs, go for that music instead of, like Katy Perry or something, because trademarks and copyrights.
Yeah.
A big stat, into 2013, 70% of B2B marketers are using video for inbound marketing. And a lot of that is great for delivering value in a short time that is visually appealing rather than reading like a 5-page manual or article on something.
I'm predicted to reach 90% of all web traffic by 2014. Again, the search option for YouTube, and people, again, they'd rather watch a 3-minute video than read 2 paragraphs. It's just the attention span people have today. I mean, I'm one of them. I'd rather watch than read.
And that's that human connection, that human appeal that might not come through with text, but as you see somebody making a connection with you visually, that might be more stimulating in a sense of establishing a relationship.
And these are just our sources that we did the presentation from. Any questions? Any other questions? Well, thank you guys for coming.
Thanks, Alan.
That was a nice way to start PodCamp for us.